Hello, everybody, and welcome.
There he is.
We are
I
here, we are
do.
live. I
Yeah,
apologize for the
they can't see
momentary
you, right?
lateness there.
The guy heard talking, I thought it was like the PD.
Sorry, there you go. I've muted everybody because that's a bit random. But here we are, we're on and we're live, and I'm recording this one. I don't know if it'll be any good and worth uploading, but I do have it set to record. There's a few words of wisdom in there, and we can start with those. And then and crack on. So welcome everybody to this, the last educational of the year, the second session for the battlers, a clinic, and we're wrapping up. Hi Adam, hi Pat. We're wrapping up a year end with the pip count from sessions for 2025. I know they're not finished, but I wouldn't mind having this publicised just so that I can show our numbers and that we've got a schedule going forward as well. So the year-end numbers for 2025 and the request I have in to promote the trading plans for the new year. Not a bad idea, that, but I would like to first offer the advice that I do take myself, and that is clean up your workstation. I dusted, wet wiped, and hoovered my office like a demon. I do clean regularly, of course I do, but at least quarterly, and the Christmas break is a great time for it. There is some reorganisation and a deep clean. Check your layout, check that you're happy with it. Any stickers, posters that you have up, make sure that they're fresh and that they're current. So the business plans, have you got one? Is it current? Have you put some effort into your plans? We have chatted with a few people online. In fact, you guys have been witness to some of the people online who said, no, I didn't even go through the education. So it's unlikely then that you have a business plan or a daily trading plan, and those things are very, very well worth having. And these are the results. You guys know that you join me in live sessions, and you know that I call trades, and there's the timings of them, and there's the pip count for the individual sessions. And if we look, it's a nice round number for now. We have to exclude those because they were for another American company that I'm not bothering with now. They've gone anyway. But 39,000 pips for us. And if just momentarily I go control home, you'll see that since October 17, and these kind of sessions began in March, so we are missing some data, 169,717. 8717, aren't we? Somewhere there anyway. And we're all the way back to the now, where we are now. Obviously, we've got a session on Tuesday, or 1, 2, 3 sessions on Tuesday. There'll be no sessions on Thursday. And if we check the calendar here, is the calendar. There's not going to be any sessions on the 30th. It's hardly worth it for one day. So we're back on the 6th and we're back to normal from the 6th of January. So after tomorrow, we have a nice long break. It's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days of absence from trading. That gives us plenty of time to review the trader business plan, the daily trading plan, and to have a look that we do have our strategy clearly and cast in stone. You can all see that I've got the old DT2 or DWL3, double white lines, DT2, dynamic edge, dynamic trader. Wherever you came to me, you'll remember this as our sort of golden oldie. It was in the past called the double cross because we had one cross down here with a MACD and one cross up there with some EMAs. I've made some of them invisible. And we look at a higher time frame, we can use a 2 minute, we can use a 3 minute, and we have to ask ourselves, is it in buy mode? Well, then I can buy it. Is it in sell mode? Well, then I can sell it. And it really is that simple. The higher time frame in sell mode and the trigger time frame gives you the as at. Now you're in a sell with a stop and a target, and tally ho chaps, off you go. What we do find is the biggest issue for many, and I was going to share something to do with our major strategy, and then I taught myself out of it. I thought, no, do you know what? I'm just not going to bother. We are aware that there are people copying, trying to copy, but realistically, what they're better at is marketing. They're not better at what we do with our trading. You've seen our pip count for last year. You've seen our pip count since 2017. And you all know, because you're in the sessions, how many have we got in? We only got 15 in this evening's Battlers session. But, there's 15 people, and your voices they're on the beginning of the recording there. It is what it is. And I've clicked on mute all because someone was saying, I don't know, stuff that wasn't relevant anyway about, yeah, here he is. No, he's not in yet. That's okay. But you're part of the sessions, so I give those levels. All right, there's our pivot. We're looking to buy above and sell below. If it goes below, we can sell. If it goes above, we can buy. And then we usually, more often than not, we end up with a very, very happy pip count. There are times when there are small losses. That's part of the process. That's okay. There are also times when there is no trade until like 30 minutes into the session. That's happened, and we've sat very well behaved. Well, maybe we were looking for a long and it went short first. Maybe we were looking for a short and it went long first. But we waited until it did something that we were allowed to do. There's the classic pink cross purple and the classic pullback generated from it. I think many of mine would know we're not looking for a sell. It's not a hopper. It hasn't gone below the line. We've got a touch of bullish divergence there, or convergence with higher lows if that's what they are. But I think that one's lower than that one. I'd have to make it bigger to be sure. Yes, it's close enough. And then on the higher time frame, it's a pivot. So we'd be trading a pivot long from going in and out and in and out and in and so on. That's the way it works for us. I say 10 pips an hour, but if we look at 25.5 being a big round number and we look at 25.530 being 30 pips up, I'm suggesting that there's probably a 10, a 10 and a 10, and there's possibly 30 pips in that hour, which is 3 times more than you actually need to make it sensibly and profitably. Now bear in mind I'm recording this, so I do not want any of our major strategy details released. You can say the name, you can say T2B2, you can say BISI 123, you can say what you like, but I can't bring it up on this screen. But by all means, feel free to unmute and ask a question. And remember, your name won't show on screen, so you can say it and I'll hear you, and it'll be on the recording. But by all means, we can call you, as our learned colleague last week used the term. It was a gentleman and he used the name Random Babe. I thought that was kind of amusing. But there you go, pick a name and say, hey, this is me. I don't know, Alfred Lawrence. We don't have any Alfred Lawrences, but ask your question, fire away, and I do say always question everything. If you don't ask anything, there is one more point I'd like to make, and the point is this. A long time ago, someone challenged me, and he said, the double cross, and it was way back when it was called the double cross. There are failed trades, and yet there are, but if you play it properly, you can have a small gain, a small loss, a break even, or a big gain. Those are the only 4 possible outcomes. And he kept saying anyone can trade to the left of the chart. And as you can see, we are on the left of the chart. It's midday today. It's noon today. It's noon to 1 p.m. That was this afternoon for me. It was obviously 8 a.m. for the New Yorkers. But there you go. That's what we're looking at. And I keep telling not really a joke, but discussing the issue of the lottery ticket, the winning lottery ticket. And what we're saying here is that there are a given, and they are given, set of circumstances upon a chart that are repeated often and regularly, over and over again. And if you'd met me halfway and pushed a button when those circumstances were met, you would indeed make some pips. The battle isn't with the chart. The battle is always in your mind. Here we are on an as at now. If I click that pyramid, we can see as at now. And we always look for the 3 special things, don't we? Some divergence, the rejection of a line, and a signal. Now up here, I've deleted or hidden, if you like, all the higher value stuff. So I'm not going to worry about what it rejected up here. But do we have divergence? We have convergence, higher highs, higher highs. But if we look at that last little bit there, we've got higher highs in price, lower highs on the histogram, and higher highs on the line. And many of you that know me well will know that we call that divergence squared, or divergence within the indicator. And then we crash below a big round number, and we all know, those of you who follow me, that that's a thing. And then we have a multiple time frame, a 2 minute and a 1 minute, triggering a sell. And if we look at, say, 500, which isn't really where the signal is, it's a bit higher, but let's give it 500 anyway, and we drop down through 480, yes, with a potential out and a potential in. It's a diamond, not an H. So, and there's a fib to be drawn, and there are reasons why it's stalled at one of our major support or resistance lines. Notwithstanding that, there's a 10 pipper and a 10 pipper and 20 pips in 20 minutes, never mind in the hour. Now, as always, I recommend we trade safe. That means we trade within the rules. Are you familiar with the rules? There are rules, and you must be familiar with them. In exactly the same way, if you're going to drive, you must be familiar with the rules of the road. Having a business plan and a daily trading plan, those are part of our rules. They're in our rules. I've written them within the rules, and I do sometimes say to people, it might seem a bit tongue-in-cheek, but the more serious you take it, the more you will get out of this. The other thing I would like to suggest, if I open this, my folder ticket, if you like, does it show me recent ones? It does. That's not what I'm really looking for. It won't really show me on that. I'm going to move that over. The other thing I would like to mention to you, it's still open at the minute now, that's our sort of YouTube links, and I'm going to hide it because I'm going to make this one public. But if I go file and I say open, you'll see there's a list of recently opened documents. Look at that one, the business plan JL, opened 2 hours ago. Now, in my business plan is all of my income and expenditure, my income statement and my balance sheet for the year 2025, 24, 23, 22, and so on back. And I've prepared already one for 2026. I can't prove that to you. I will prove that to you because it's my private business plan. But have you got yours? Is it ready for 2026? Many times I say to people, you don't have to wait for the new year. If you need to turn over a new leaf, turn it over. Do it now. Do it right now. Make the call. If there's someone you wanted to contact, send the text. Make the call. Reach out and change your life. It might not go well. So what? Try again. It might not go well a second time. All right. So change your life in whatever way you need to change your life. It is a new year approaching, and it doesn't matter the new year. It's a new day. Every day is a new day. If you make sure you sleep on the right hand side of the bed, ideally you'll start off the day on the right foot. For those of you who are that level of superstitious, I recommend that as we go from 11:59 or 23:59 hours on the 31st of December to midnight